Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. Cause the dreams bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Close to the ones here today, close to the ones that we lost on the way. Cause the dreams bring back all the memories, and the memories bring back you. There's a time that I remember when I did not know no pain, when I believed in forever and everything would stay the same. Now my heart feel like December when somebody say your name. Cause I can't reach out to call you, but I know I will one day, yeah.
Everybody hurts sometimes, everybody hurts someday, yeah. But everything will be alright. Go with your voice and say, hey.
Here's to the ones that we got. Here's to the wish you were here, but you're not. Cause the dreams bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Close to the ones here today, close to the ones that we lost on the way. Cause the dreams bring back all the memories, and the memories bring back you. Memories bring back you. It's a time that I remember when I never felt so lost.
Tam udur बैठी है.
I felt that all the hatred was too powerful to stop. Now my heart feels like an ember, and it's lighting up the dark. I'll carry these torches for you, but you know I'll never drop.
Everybody hurts sometimes, everybody hurts someday, hey, hey. But everything gon' be alright. Go and raise your voice and say, hey.
Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. Cause the dreams bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Close to the ones today, close to the ones that we lost on the way. Cause the dreams bring back all the memories, and the memories bring back you. Memories bring back you.
I couldn't think of a better beginning than this lovely song to begin this session. I hope you all enjoyed this music as much as I did, because all we have today is the memory of the good times and hope that we will have a better future for all of us. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. My name is Nandita Prakash. I'm an education advisor to a few schools in North India. I work with children and teachers to make the process of teaching learning better. And even during lockdown, during the COVID-19 days, I have been working on the same, sitting at the comfort of my house. Good evening, everyone, once again. I would like to mention the schools who have participated today in this session. We have teachers from Gyan Vihar, Jaipur, KR Mangalam, Gurgaon and Faridabad, PKR Jan Vatika Ambala, Shriram Global Preschool and Shriram Global School from Ludhiana, Delhi and Gurgaon, Air Force School, Footprints Childcare, Manav Rachna Gurgaon, Sugar Plum AVN Senior Secondary School, Kundan Vidya Mandir, BGS Vijayanatham School, Edu Planning Pots, Excel Consulting, Wellham Boys, Holy Child Public Schools and Indian School, Bright Scholars, VRSPL and IGH. Thank you everyone for taking out time this evening and be here with us. So without wasting any time, I promise that this session would be to the point, to the discussion that we promised to make for the brighter future of our children. So I would like to take you back to the video that I just shared with you. This video was presented by a choir called One Voice Children's Choir. And how many of you could spot the teacher in the video? A couple of times you could see the teacher in the video so enthusiastically training these children. Hats off to that music teacher. Only a teacher could make so many children perform online, that too in a choir, and give such a beautiful presentation. Only a teacher could do that kind of a hard work and a miracle, I would say, because every teacher is full of love in his or her heart. And in return, what we get is more love, right? But with more love, we get more responsibility as well. And one of the responsibilities that we have here is to identify the future problems that can occur in the life of our students and kids. Okay, so now moving ahead, as I said that for a teacher, it is our responsibility not only to keep looking at the immediate problems, but also foresee the problems that can occur in our children's and students' life, and also eradicate them much before they start showing their the bad effects of the same. So in the process, in the past couple of weeks, I have been listening to a lot of people through webinars and lectures and seminars. Unfortunately, there are very, very few people who are talking about the next pandemic, which is about to come. Now, according to WHO, the next pandemic which will take over the entire world would be mental health. It is a growing problem and it is going to grow very grave if not dealt right now. That is the reason why I thought of doing my research and sharing this research with all the teacher partners in this program, so that you can directly see the effect happening on children, identify and stop the problem right now. So with you, I would like to share that unfortunately, I don't have the data because none of such surveys have happened in India right now. But I did read a survey, elaborate survey, which was done in US in the month of May 2020, in which 1,500 teenagers participated. So this is again gives of the mental health issues which these children are facing. So now I would like to share my screen with you and also share the data. This survey, which is also named as 4H Youth Mental Health Survey, done by Harris Poll in US, 1,500 children participated, and though the survey is very huge, but there are 5 important pointers which I have taken out from the survey, which are presented here. So briefly, 7 out of 10 children said that they were struggling with their mental health in some way. More than 50% said that they experienced anxiety. 40% said that they felt excessive stress. 43% identified that they struggled with depression. 61% of the teens said that COVID-19 has increased their feelings of loneliness. Now, these surveys were based on the questions which were prescribed by the child counselors, and the result is very shocking. I'm sure that if we do a similar survey in our schools among our teenage students, the result can be equally horrifying or even more. So that brings me to another step towards identifying the issue and resolving it right away. First, we need to understand, as caregivers, we all need to understand, even as parents. Some of the parents are also, they have joined the session today. So it is our collective responsibility to understand and analyze what is happening to our children right now. So if I share the basic reasons that what is happening, why the children are feeling stressed or anxious. So let's see quick possible reasons for it. Screen time for teenagers have increased from 6 hours per day to 9 hours, which also used to include their entertainment time, but entertainment time has now reduced. For younger children lesser than 12 years of age, it has increased to more than 90% of the screen time. News about coronavirus has been overwhelming. So whatever count you make, what we do in the morning, we get up, we look at the newspaper or the news channel, we see the number of COVID-19 cases and we fret about it. We may move on with the day ahead, but it affects our children. They are still stuck with the first everyday counting that you do sitting in your houses. Kids are experiences lost without their traditional school, extracurriculum activities, and social life. The entire structure, they have been in habit of going to school and having a fixed schedule, which is completely disturbed now. Catching glimpses of news such as Black Lives Matter or China invades India or even celebrity suicides or deaths, kids can now directly or indirectly sense that there's something terribly wrong about the world, a world which they always thought was a safe place to be in. Such images in the news can also create a sense of confusion and fear among children. Now, teachers today who have joined us, they all they are taking care of different age groups. So further, I have divided this session into age category wise so that it is easy for you to identify the causes and reasons and also the solutions. So some of you will also have your own children coming into this particular age group. So let's see what is the current situation these children are facing. So for the little ones, 2 to 6 year early year children, there is no physical activity, because of which there is an increase in their aggressive behavior. There is a break in their usual routine, and that's why their sleep pattern and eating habits have also been drastically changing. There is no sensory engagement, which is most important at this age. They are not able to touch, feel, smell, or do any activity. They are not able to run around. The kinesthetic development is not happening. So, of course, their sensory engagement is absolutely missing. Let's admit that no matter how strong we think we are right now, but we are not 100% up to the level of giving an excellent online classes to our younger children, because younger children cannot correlate to somebody who is on the screen. They relate to something which is present in front of them, but they cannot correlate to a person talking to them through a screen. So we have not been very successful in conducting interesting online classes for them. Attention span which they have is too low to sit in front of the screen. Though parents and schools have also been demanding that children below the age of 6 years should also have online classes, but I find no sense, because children cannot sit for more than 5 minutes in front of the screen and cannot correlate with whatever is happening. Pre-recorded videos can still help them better because they can see it multiple times, but an online class is not that effective. Coming to the other age group, which is 7 to 12 years, a very important part of their life is their peer interaction. Even an introvert child, if he doesn't talk to too many friends in the classroom, he still is around them. He can still listen to other children talking. They are definitely missing the interaction between their best friends, and classmates. Too much of screen time, yes, of course, because of the entertainment time and the academic time. There is no fixed schedule for them as well. They are not able to analyze their self-expressions, whether they are happy, sad, anxious, stressed, overworked. They are not able to analyze what is happening to their emotions and expressions. They are not able to analyze as well as express, which is getting built up. Social interactions are missing. So you would find these children, even if you encourage them to talk to your own parents or your or their uncle and aunts, they hesitate in talking to them, because suddenly talking to a relative over the phone is something that they have not been looking forward to. They were not accustomed to talking to their relatives and cousins over the phone, and now they are not very comfortable unless you handhold them and make this as a habit in future. A lot of children who are undergoing their adolescent age are facing adolescent related issues, which otherwise they used to freely talk to their peer group or BFFs. But right now they are not able to talk about those issues, neither with you. Not all the children are very close to their parents. Not all the children communicate every issue with their parents. So imagine the plight of these children where they don't know what is happening to them and how to give a channel to their pent up energies. Age group 13 to 17, we think that they are mature, they understand more, but they also require our equal attention. They are anxious about their future, their career, and their university admissions. Their online friendships and breakups are happening, which you cannot be aware of, but it is definitely breaking them from within. A sudden rate of increase in suicide by celebrities and death of celebrities, it has affected these children really badly, because these stars, the children look up to these stars as their leaders, and suddenly seeing your leader fail and commit suicide is very shocking. We can probably understand the reality of life, but these children are too young to handle these experiences. Discussions around Indo-China war and even boycotting Chinese products. So these are the things the children have been aggressively involved with. Because of the sense of patriotism, because of influencing each other. But of course, all these serious issues create a lot of anxiety and stress in children. Okay, so now I have also listed few, I will simply jump on the solutions that we can collectively do with children and help them become better, less stressed and less anxious. Again, these ideas are age specific. If you see, I have written T and P here as an abbreviation. So a T would mean that this activity can be done by the teacher. A P would mean this activity can be done by a parent. Somewhere you would see it is T/P, which means both of them can probably take the idea ahead. So for 2 to 6 years, a teacher can arrange for, apart from your online classes, you can arrange for virtual play dates, phone calls and video calls among children. So you can create a buddy system wherein you can split them into groups of 2, and you can give a time slot wherein the parents can contact each other and have an online play date. So these 2 children can talk to each other, can show their toys to each other, can show what they were eating, what they've made. They can discuss it with each other over the call. It is possible between 2 children, maybe maximum 3, but not more than that. So try to arrange such kind of arrangements for them. Second is, and also do take a feedback for how it was. Maybe you can help them make it better next time. The next idea is for parents. So when you are at home, I understand that even you are also going under a lot of pressure and stress, but you still know how to manage your emotions. Children do not. So they will need some non-verbal cues such as smiles, hugs, winks, nods, baby talks, cute name callings. Please do these, you do use these more frequently. Right? Children love these small little gestures of love. It will make them feel more safe and secure. And that is the only feeling that they want right now. Teachers can engage in activities which involve sensory. So please, all the preschool or early year teachers, try to keep all your activities around things which they can touch, taste, smell, listen, hear, so that all the sensories are engaged. So when you design your online classes, also design it like that. You can be interactive while telling the activities to children, but make sure that these activities revolve around sensory. Parents can provide a sense of safety and security. As I said, this is the most important thing which children want. If they feel safe and secure, they can overcome any problem. So do give them a safe space. Not everybody is fortunate to have a loving family, but I think at this time of crisis, we can still mellow down and try to make better bonds with each other. So that is one request from all the parents, to give a feeling of safety and security. Even if you have contradiction among yourself, please do it behind closed doors and not in front of children. For teachers, it is very important. I would say that it is also important for parents to use age-appropriate words. Now, for example, a child listens to news which is talking about some killings, and they come and ask you to explain it. So instead of saying that the person got killed, use language such as person got hurt. It will instill less fear in the child, right? Similarly, if you're explaining some story or explaining some event that has happened in the past to the child, try to use age-specific sentences, age-specific words, which are less harsher to the children. Coming to the next age category, 7 to 12 years. For them, the teachers can make them think about various situations during COVID-19 and how these children can handle them while maintaining social distance. So put them into a situation such as, if there is nobody in your house and you have to go out to the supermarket for shopping, what all protocols will you follow for your safety and safety of other people? Make these children think. Because even after the lockdown is completely over, for another 6 to 8 months, they will have to be following these protocols when they go out in the world. when they go to school, when they go to their extra co-curricular classes, when they go to supermarket, they will have to follow and get used to washing their hands, using sanitizer, using gloves, using masks. So make sure that these children get into the state where they start thinking about these possibilities. This will help them in two ways. One, they will start constructively thinking about the future. Constructively thinking about the future. Second is, these children will not be fearful anymore. They will not be fearful of the future which is unseen. So they would know somewhere inside them that they are prepared to face the future no matter what it is. All right. So please keep doing these activities during your classes. This one is for both teacher and parents. The next one, when talking about what is not possible, do talk about what is possible. So when you tell your children, no, you cannot go to your friend's house and play. No, you cannot do that. However, how about I create a small party, online party for you all? So let's see how we can organize it, and ask your child to help you organize an online party with his or her friends. So instead of just saying no all the time, divert them and tell them what is possible in the current scenario. The children will also start following the same pattern. Instead of getting stuck with the limitations, they will try to find out another positive way of doing things that they want to do. Tell them that it's okay, you cannot go out and play, but can you utilize this time in pursuing a hobby which you always wanted to pursue? Would you like to learn some painting lessons? So encourage your child thinking about what is possible instead of sticking upon what is not possible. Next action can be done by parents. Let the kids take a lead in setting their day plan and any family activity. Now these are two things. Instead of you telling the child that morning you have the class, afternoon you do this, evening you do this, let the child plan the day and tell to you. You can always make corrections, but when the child starts planning their own day, they become more responsible. They take the onus. Their mind is getting diverted from what is not happening to what is happening. So let them take the lead, let them become independent. You can also seek their support in managing your younger children, or managing your housework, or managing small little things in the house, maybe the laundry and piling up of the clothes, small little things. Give them responsibility, make them responsible. For family activities, so every evening I suggest this to all my parents, that at least for half an hour have some family activity together. Make your children in charge of conducting these activities, and you would see how brilliant ideas they will come up with. Next is teaching, this is for the parents now, teaching resilience to your kids by sharing experiences and reading stories. What is resilience? Now resilience is a very strong word which is very relevant in these hours. Resilience is the ability to bounce back when you have been thrown away. So when you are put down, you come back and reclaim your position with better enthusiasm. That's resilience. So you teach your children that no matter what the situation may be right now, whatever experiences you may have right now, we will bounce back. We will get back to a better life. We will do better in life. And this you can do by sharing your own experiences or experiences of your relatives, real life stories. Sharing real life stories are very, very important. There are a lot of books also that you can read to children, and the list is available with me if you'd like to have a look at it. These stories are, they reinforce resilience, and when the children read it automatically their brain is programmed to process resilience as. So every child has this quality. Every child is born with the life skill of resilience, being resilient. However, to put it into practice, you will have to support the child. Now, the last one in this age category 7 to 12 is for both the teacher and parent, to accept what is not in their control and don't stress about it. So what is not in our control is when the COVID-19 is going to stop. However, what is in our control is to make the best out of the time that we have now. Right? So this kind of acceptance children should have in them. So this is how you're supposed to talk about various situations to your child and ask them not to stress about it. There is nothing that you can do. There is nothing that you can do with what is happening at Indo-China border, right? However, you can hope for the best. You can keep hoping for things to get better for yourself, your country, your family, your fellow men. right? So these are the kind of hopeful words which you always should be talking to your children, not just them, but it will also give you a lot of hope. Moving on to next, there is a video which I wanted to share with you all. Some of you or most of you must have seen this video already. I would still like to play it because it has a very nice perspective to it. Right. So before I enter to the next category of 7 to 17 and 13 to 17 age, I would like to take this opportunity to share this video with you.
क्या कर रहे हो फोन पर?
ये किसका इंस्टा देखकर ये इतना स्माइल कर रही हो तुम?
जब हम तुम्हारी उम्र के थे ना, तो हम गांव में पेड़ के नीचे बैठ के पढ़ाई किया करते थे।
लाइट वाइट नहीं थी हमारे यहाँ।
बचपन से ही पैसे कमाकर पूरे परिवार को संभालते थे।
और तुम खुद को नहीं संभाल सकती।
हमारे घर से गांव में नदी आती थी बीच में।
God, it was so tough.
तो वर्दी उतारते थे, स्कूल की वर्दी,
Look at your life.
और बस्ता वो ऐसे ऐसे पकड़ के चलते थे।
Everything is given to you all on a platter, यार bloody.
जब तुम हमारी उम्र के हो जाओगे ना, तब तुम ये समझोगे। ये सब झूठ है बेटा।
ये झूठ मेरे पेरेंट्स ने मुझे भी तो बोला था यार।
और अब हम रिसाइकिल करके तुम्हें बोल रहे हैं।
अगर मेरे जमाने में मोबाइल होता तो मैं भी मोबाइल पे होती। एक्चुअली अब भी हूँ।
इंस्टाग्राम अकाउंट हमने भी खोला।
व्हाट्सएप पे मैं तुमको कितने सारे गुड मॉर्निंग मैसेजेस भेजती हूँ।
और कभी कभी जब तुम उदास दिखती हो तो बहुत बड़ी गलती कर देती हो।
तुमने मना किया है, लेकिन फिर भी तुमसे डायरेक्टली पूछ लेता हूँ कि बेटा कैसे हो, और तुम कह देती हो कि ठीक हूँ पापा।
मेरा दिल नहीं मानता दैट यू आर ओके, है ना?
तुम्हारी लाइफ आसान नहीं है। खराब दिन,
खराब मार्क्स,
खराब ब्रेकअप्स।
कभी कभी तो लगता होगा कि जिंदगी ही खराब है ना?
So sometimes you may think,
Will it even matter if you give up and go away?
does anyone even care? देखो बेटा, हम तुम्हारे पेरेंट्स नहीं हैं।
बट हम पेरेंट्स हैं।
इस जनरेशन गैप को एकदम समझते हैं। हाँ, तुम्हारे पेरेंट्स तुम्हें कभी कभी समझ ही नहीं पाते होंगे, विलेन जैसे लगते होंगे।
कभी कभी उन्हें तुमसे बात करने के लिए सही शब्द नहीं मिलते।
कभी कभी कम्युनिकेशन गैप की वजह से वो प्यार नहीं दिखा पाते,
पर वो तुम्हारी फिक्र करते हैं।
And they really, really, really love you.
सो प्लीज
जब 3 बजे रात को तुम सो नहीं पाते,
Talk to your parents.
जब एग्जाम्स का प्रेशर तुम नहीं ले पाते हो, जब आपको ये लगे ना कि वो सैड वाले कोट्स जो होते हैं वो इंस्टा पे शेयर करोगे तो दैट्स द ओनली वे टू मेक योरसेल्फ हर्ट। प्यार में अगर दिल टूटा हो तो
टॉक टू देम।
You can just write them a little chit.
थोड़ा awkward जरूर होगा, पर बात करके तो देखो।
और अगर तुम्हारी प्रॉब्लम्स तुम्हारे पेरेंट्स ही हैं, तब तो डेफिनेटली टॉक टू देम।
मतलब अपने BFF से पहले मन भर के बिचिंग कर लो, उसके बाद।
और हाँ, ऐसे मौके होंगे जब पेरेंट्स से बात करना इम्पॉसिबल लगेगा।
और हम में से कुछ लोग ऐसे होते हैं जिनके पास बात करने के लिए पेरेंट्स नहीं भी होते हैं।
Even then,
कोई ना कोई होगा जो आपकी बात सुनना चाहता होगा।
you do not need to feel alone.
अपने दिल की बात किसी ना किसी से जरूर कीजिए।
इट मे बी अ फ्रेंड,
स्ट्रेंजर
और अ नंबर।
Talk to them.
बात करो।
टॉक टू समवन।
प्लीज।
ठीक है बेटा।
If you're going through something, इन हेल्पलाइन नंबर्स पर फोन कीजिए। If a post alarms you, report it as self-injury. Talk to someone.
So as I said, that this is the kind of approach that we all should have. Our children should feel safe that they can come and talk to us about anything and everything on this earth. So when they're younger, they fret about small little things. Probably you would realize when they come and share with you that it was not even a matter of worry, right? But they are young, they are small, they don't know, they haven't seen the world, right? So this is our responsibility to make them understand that no matter what happens, we are standing beside them, right? So with this, I would like to move further to the most crucial age category, I would say, because even when dealing with teenagers, we find it a little difficult. We feel uncomfortable, right? So let me just share the next pointers with you. Okay, so these are the common things that you can do for the age group 7 onwards till 17 years. So parents, please remind your children of the challenges that they have overcome in the past. Small little practice for the race, or maybe for getting good marks in a particular exam, or coming out of their own fear, right? So to keep reminding them how they themselves had helped themselves in doing better in their life, something which they were fearful, that they really feared, and then they could overcome their fear. So keep reminding them of their challenges, that rather victories, so that they know that they are capable of doing better, right? So we have to reinforce this feeling in them for sure. Next is very important, limit their news exposure. Yes, they have an access to phone, they have access to the internet, computer, television, everything. But whatever the problem may be, one thing that you must ensure is that they have limited access to news exposure, because you and I know that sometimes media can go overhauling over a particular issue, right? So Indo-China conflict became a war because the media presented it like a war, right? And all of us sitting in our houses felt threatened. Imagine what effect it will have on our children. So limit their news exposure. Children do not have the emotional maturity to understand what they are viewing, and this can lead to their aggressive behavior, right? You were not able to find out the reason behind their aggressive behaviors, but these small little things which are acting as a catalyst in making them more aggressive, definitely you need to keep a check on that. For the teachers, please recommend and suggest books with messages of resilience. As I told you, the importance of being resilient. Please share messages and small stories with your children to read in free time. For parents, please also use audiobooks, right? Because the children are focused in reading the screen all the time. If you can probably create some of the content which is in the form of audio alone, it will help your children quite a lot. For parents, parents and kids can discuss their coping methods and even make a list of them together. Talk to your children what has been bothering them, and ask them what do they think they should do to come out of that situation or feeling or emotion, right? Similarly, you can also tell them how do you feel, right? And you can also jot down some of the coping methods. Teacher, tell them the difference between empathy and sympathy. You can still sympathize with someone without affecting yourself. That is empathy, right? But giving yourself away and crying for somebody else's pain and affecting yourself emotionally because of somebody else's pain is sympathy. Tell the children to differentiate between the two. Whatever situations are occurring out in the world, I can still feel bad about somebody else suffering because of XYZ reason, but I don't really have to emotionally take the pain on me. So when I sleep, I should not sleep with that pain. I should sleep with a hope. I should sleep with blessings to those who are in pain, but not with pain inside me, right? So you will have to tell them the difference between the two. It is very important that they sleep with a peaceful mind each night. This one is for both teacher and parent. The last one, address the issues happening in the world and try to give a logic to these kids before they misinterpret. So as I said, limit their exposure to news, but that does not mean that hide these news away from children. Rather, talk to them what you think is the logic behind this news, what you think is an exaggeration, what you think is the actual news. Talk it out with them, right? And in the process, when you're talking to them, you will realize the extent of which the children have been overthinking. You will stop their overthinking, and so will they will learn how to not overthink over situations. So this one strategy everybody has to do. Even teachers also take special classes for children where you are addressing certain issues. Ask children what they think, what they feel, and then you will yourself know the situation, the kind of stress that they have because of certain news or information, right? And then try to resolve it. Most importantly, another thing which I missed earlier was everybody, right, from a 2-year-old to a 17-year-old, Right now, all of them are clingy. You would see that even your 17-year-old is always around you. Maybe they will come up with reasons such as, where is my pencil, where is my pen, where is my notebook, where is water. They'll come up with these small little issues, but they will always hover around you. You know the reason why? Whenever it's a biological reason, whenever an offspring feels threatened because of a situation or a person, they always try to hide behind their parents, right? This is biological animal instinct, as I call it, for the offsprings. But these children are right now, they are feeling scared of situations, and that's why they always want to be around you. Don't shun them away, right? Make them self-confident, make them have confidence in themselves, make them hopeful, give them a safe space. They'll definitely come out of it. Moving to the next category, 13 to 17 specifically. Now, these are the children that they have good communication skills. They analyze, understand themselves. They're able to express as well. But the problem is that they don't want to express, because somewhere they think, you saw the video yourself, somewhere they think that it is difficult to talk to you, difficult to talk to teachers, you would not understand them. So right now, it is very important to come out of that parent zone of yours and become a friend, right? Don't judge your children. Please stop judging your children, because this is not the right time. If you start judging them on their face, they will stop sharing with you, and this is the time we cannot afford that. As parents, you can ask them direct questions such as, how are you feeling? What are the struggles that they are facing right now? You also can open, if the children are not talking to you about these things, you start expressing your emotions. Tell them how difficult it is to work from home, that you have to work double to impress your boss, that your boss is never happy with what you're doing sitting at home, that they are piling you with more work, that you have meetings even at 10 o'clock in the night. How are you managing your emotions? How are you managing your struggles because of this less money coming in and the expenditures are still the same? How are you managing everything? Explain this to them, tell them, ask them for their suggestion. They will feel included, and that's when they will realize that, okay, you also have so many struggles to deal with. And it is normal, because all of us are facing the equal level of emotional turbulence, as I would say. They will think that it is normal, and it is whatever is happening to them is normal, and they can deal with it. If you can deal with it, they can deal with it, right? They learn by experiences, right? So another thing, for teacher and parent both, please do not shield them from difficult situations, feelings, or challenges. Guide them, but do not do it for them. If they are finding it difficult to sit through their online classes, let them do it. Don't do their assignments for them. They can do it 2-3 times, can flunk, but still you can guide them, but don't do it for them, right? This is their struggle, let them do it. Once they do it, they win over. This is the kind of confidence that they're seeking right now, right? The confidence, the feeling of accomplishment, that is what is missing, and that is what they want. Let them do their job and win the situation further. For teachers, even during conversations in your classrooms, let them know that it is okay to have mixed feelings. That sometimes they're overtly emotional, sometimes they're very angry, sometimes they are not talking to their friends, sometimes they are missing their friends. So it is okay to have mixed feelings, but don't overreact because of your mixed feelings, right? So you can put up some very fun questions, such as, when was the last time that you shouted on your sibling? Okay, when was the last time you did not eat food because you were angry, right? When was the last time you didn't like what was cooked during the lunch? Let them come up with some interesting answers, and then take the discussion further, right? Next is for teacher and parent both. Please share stories of your teenage years, and don't judge them when they share their stories. I'm sure all of us as teenagers have done our bit of mistakes. We have committed our bit of mistakes. Why we don't tell it to our children? Because we think that our children are going to judge us. And then we will lose out on the right of always being righteous and standing on their head. Please don't think that way. The moment you tell about your teenage struggles, you become more realistic to your child. You become more human, more approachable to your child. And then the child will come back to you and start telling about their mistakes. So it is always better that they tell about their mistakes and you tell them the solution, rather than they not telling you at all. right? So please become more approachable by sharing your own experiences of doing mistakes. Last but not the least, we have for the teacher and parents, treat them like adults. Please don't treat them like little ones. So ask for their opinions. Ask and also consider them. Not just ask for opinions, but also consider them. Small little things such as I'm so bored with the bed sheet that I use for my bed. Can you suggest some nice, interesting color of the bed sheet? Right, something like that. What should I cook today? Okay, what do you suggest? What okay, is there any recipe you would like to suggest? Involve them, make them a part of your working, so that they feel more responsible, they act like responsible adults. Give them respect, right? Don't barge into their room whenever you want, right? Give them that respect. I always say that once the child grows up from the early years age, always start respecting them according to their age, right? So with this, there are last few points which is common for all age groups. There are some set of do's and don'ts, right? So I will quickly go through this as well. I think we have already spent 40 minutes discussing everything else. So what you should do at this hour is, as parents, you can demonstrate how you are facing challenges and frustration head on, and use different coping techniques. So with different tactics which you might be using for yourself: meditation, talking to your friends and families, making some artwork, playing some music, right? So tell your child, this is how I try to de-stress myself, right? Or be control my anxiety. You can also join me, or rather ask the child what they want to do when they would like to de-stress themselves, and join them instead. Second is model self-care. So as I said, children learn by seeing. You have a healthy diet, most importantly, have a good sleep. It is important for you and the family. Exercising physically and mentally, because we are all stuck inside four walls. It is very important for each one of us to have physical and mental exercising happening, right? For a full body control. If you are exercising, half of your mental illness is already taken care, right? So model self-care. When you do it yourself, when you have healthy diet, sleep on time, do exercise, your children will automatically do it. Second, next is repeatedly tell them that they are safe and have a loving family to take care. Excuse me. Verbally show the gratitude for the house, food, and life that you have. It is not a religious thing; it is a spiritual thing, and rather psychological. So every day, once in a day, when you have family time, when you sit together and you thank the universe for this current situation, that even when you are limited because of the situation outside, you're blessed with food, water, electricity, right? Good health, each other's company, right? You are able to spend a life with some time with your family. So all these things you should be grateful about. You would yourself see, when you are grateful about these things each day, you start feeling better. Similarly, children also will start feeling better, whatever other external disturbances may be, but they will feel happy about what they have right now, right here. So do that as a practice is one thing which I would really, really like to recommend. Also, there is some part during the day when you are sitting and watching a television series sometime, or when you are sitting and eating together, one part of the day, keep the phones away. And please follow it yourself. You can check your official mails later, right? But do not disturb that family time. Have that time where you have common rules, nobody uses the phone, you talk to each other, you look at each other. And many a times it is during that interaction you can read it in the eyes of your little ones, whether they are disturbed, they are okay, they are coping, or they need your support, right? So these times are very important when you have undivided attention on your family folks. Coming to what you should not do at all. Don't talk about the pandemic if it is not necessary, right? Right, we have nothing in control right now, right? So we have no control on the numbers which are growing. We have control on how we conduct ourselves, how we keep our family safe, how we have the protocol set for us when we go out and come back. But do we have control on how much the people outside are getting affected? We do not have. So talking about and counting every day, you know, this country is better than the other country, this one has lesser number, that one has bigger numbers, this city has bigger numbers. It's like a match going on. We are counting on runs as if we are counting on runs like a match. Stop doing that. Please don't over discuss about pandemic anymore. Stop it. Do not disturb your food patterns and sleep patterns. Again and again, I have been telling it to all the parents that I've met. Children are sleeping at 1 o'clock in the night, waking up at 1 o'clock in the night. Children, you know, they are in their developmental stage. They are like young plants. Plants need sunlight. So when a child wakes up at 1 o'clock, he's lost out on their entire day already. They will be gloomy in the rest of the day. They are not nocturnal in their habits. They are all early morning risers, you know, biologically. So the child needs to wake up in the morning, enjoy the rest of the day to feel happy, to feel rejuvenated. So it's a sleep pattern, as I said, should not be disturbed because it may not be your necessity, but it is very important for children. Also, do not discuss pessimistic topics with your relatives over the phone, in front, especially in front of your kids, right? Do it in private, but when children see you getting worried about various things, their worry increases many folds. So please consider that. Of course, people who are into alcohol, tobacco, or drug consumption, don't abuse it, don't overdo it, right? Children need to, as I said, I've said it 3 times during the session. Children need to feel safe where they are right now, and we'll have to do anything that we have to do to make them feel safe. We must do it. If you have fights between two adults, please try to have it inside closed doors, not in front of children. In front of children, always show that you are working in collaboration. That is how they learn collaboration between each other, right? So collaborate, co-parent. This is what children would like to see right now. Do not disturb children's daily routine. Now, this is again a very important thing. Not just because school timings or online classes are in the morning that we ask the parents to follow a routine, but even otherwise also. Children must have a proper routine to feel safe and secure. They have been going to school all these years. They had a fixed schedule and they were confident about it. Now, let's talk about us. If I know what my day is planned the next day, how my day is planned the next day, I'm less anxious, I'm more planned, I'm more focused, I'm more confident. But if I don't know how my next day is going to be, I feel lost. Similarly, for children, you have to have a proper day schedule, at least Monday to Friday, so that they feel confident and more safe, more secure, less anxious, more planned, more confident. So in a nutshell, I think with age-specific conditions, also now you know that how important it is for each one of us to work on this area. This area that probably mental depression is or mental health is very important, and it's not easy to help the child recover from stress and anxiety. We cannot do it overnight, right? So if you are ill, if you have fever, if you have viral, you can see the symptoms right now and you can start giving the medicine. But mental health is one illness which, if it stretches upon for a longer time, you can only see the consequences. You cannot see the progression, how the degeneration is happening. Neither can you stop in between. You have to be completely aware right from the very beginning to handhold your child and pull before he actually falls into the ditch, right? So this is I'm trying to create relevance. I have also spoken to a few child counselors and psychologists right now who are talking to children every day, try to find out their problems. Please communicate with your children. Do not have a one thumb rule over their head, and please be open towards listening. That's most important. Sometimes all they need is listening and nothing else. Sometimes they also don't want your lecturing. They just want a listening. Any suggestion that you have for me for the future sessions, please do mention. You have your email ID. My email ID, my website is there. My website also has a lot of videos for parents and teachers. So they are free, available free for anybody to use. You can go check those videos, share it to your parents. It is about sleeping habits. It is about how to engage children in the at home. For teachers also, there are very innovative ideas that I've mentioned online, offline. So you can utilize those resources. Right now, I think we should help each other with whatever knowledge and information we have. Please help each other as well. Whatever information you have, spread it across. Right now, we as educators need to handhold and forge ahead. And most importantly, before we end the session, I will still keep the session on so that you can keep writing your feedback on the chat box for another 10 minutes. After that, I wind up. Please stay happy because you are the source of happiness. So if you are healthy and happy, you can then bring happiness into the world, in the life of children, in the life of your own family. Don't ever forget that. So you as a teacher, you have greater responsibilities, more love in your heart for everybody. So please be generous, even more generous than what you already are, and always be proud for being who you are. So happy teaching, happy parenting. Do keep commenting, giving your feedback. I highly value your feedback. Thanks a lot. Thanks again for finding out time to be in this session. Thank you, everyone.
My name is Rama Oswal and I'm a mental health practitioner. Firstly, I hope that you're all keeping safe, healthy and happy. Now these past few months have been extremely challenging for most of us. But we don't have to look too far beyond ourselves to realize that it's probably our children and young people who are finding it even more tricky to navigate through these chaotic, uncertain and unprecedented times. As parents, I understand that it is a child's physical health which is of your utmost priority. But I would also encourage you to pay equal attention to your child's psychological and emotional health. Now, in the past few months, I'm sure you must have seen a change in your child's behavior, emotions, and thoughts. It's possible that your child's sleeping and eating patterns have changed dramatically, or that your child is feeling irritated and frustrated all too quickly. And debatable screen times are causing more arguments, and overall the atmosphere of great anxiety and stress, it's all pointing towards the fact that your child's psychological health is at great risk. Now let me bring your attention towards a very important aspect of your child's development, which is the social emotional learning. Now I'm sure as parents we all hope to provide our child the best exposures for them to grow. But social emotional learning is also a very significant aspect of your child's development. Now, what social emotional learning helps you with is provide your child the right competencies to overcome future challenges. So, with social emotional learning, your child will learn to manage their emotions better. Your child will learn to understand and be more empathetic towards the people around them, develop greater and healthier social or interpersonal skills, and most importantly, make responsible decisions and gain greater awareness about themselves and how they relate to in this world. All these competencies ensure that your child will be successful and will be able to overcome any future challenges. Now, one last suggestion, if I can give you all, is be how you expect your child to be, because children are great observers and they will follow your lead. So if you expect your child to behave appropriately, to say the right things, or to manage themselves in a particular way, it is you who has to model that, because children will imitate you. Lastly, I will just say that physical health is extremely important because it is something which helps you survive. But when you complement it with chances of providing sound psychological development, or when you give equal importance to mental health of your child, you allow your child to thrive. And isn't that what we all want for our children? To thrive in this beautiful world that we live in. So good luck, and let's consider mental health as an essential service during these challenging times. Thank you.